Hello, hello. I think you're muted. Wait. Let me.
Hello,
Hey,
hello, hello.
Okay, hello. Good evening, everybody. So
Hey,
tonight's
boss.
special night for Pep Talk. This is your usual Friday night, and I'd like to say good evening to everybody tuning in. Medyo dumadami na ang nag-tune in dito sa Pep Talk.
Naman,
And I'd
Friday
like
habit. Oo.
Friday habit. Oh, don't miss it. Tamo. I'm Itos Valdez, and good evening to everybody. And these are my machong co-hosts.
Yes, hey guys, it's your Friday episode once again here at Pep Talk. I'm Coach Evan, and I'm so excited for this episode, and you know why. We have so much to talk about. We have a a special guest today, and also a guest host, which we will announce in a while.
Right.
But
At
first,
syempre,
here's the other
oo,
co-host.
bago ang lahat, no, maraming salamat. Good evening, everyone, cheerleaders, cheer dancers, cheer enthusiasts, parents, lahat ng viewers natin, mapa Pilipinas o ibang bansa, buong mundo. Good evening, everyone. I am Coach Lee J. Year 2021. Happy Friday, guys. And of course,
Right.
kung makita ninyo kanina yung ating opening video, yung feature natin, no, Boss Itos and Coach Evan, ay
Oo.
nako,
Grabe.
saan ka pa makakakita ng sobrang full package, no, that you have seen Team USA perform before? As usual, we are always astounded and astonished kung paano mag-perform ang Team USA. And,
Starstruck.
and, eto yun eh. Eto yung malupit. Eto yung cherry on top eh. Eto yung parang, eto yung corner slice of the cake, kumbaga. No? Na merong Pilipino, no? May dugong Pilipino
Yes.
doon.
Yeah.
Tama.
Tandaan nyo yan, ha? Tandaan
Kung
yan.
may Bruno Mars sa singing industry,
Ay,
sa
oo.
cheer scene, meron tayong sa
Parang
Right.
ito ang Bruno Mars eh. Oh, parang ito
Right.
ang Bruno Mars natin.
This like I said kanina, no, this is as big as it gets when it comes to Filipino cheer, no,
Correct,
cheerleading. So and but we'll get to know our guest, our special guest later on in a bit. First, we have to introduce also from the US
Oo.
our guest host.
Talaga,
Right?
from the US to?
From the US.
fresh from the airport.
Fresh from the airport, from the U.S. tonight. Yes. Without further ado, our good friend, and I'm happy she's back in Manila and safe and sound. Sobrang ang safe and sound kasi
Nag-quarantine na ba to? Nag-quarantine na ba to? Baka
ito na
mamaya,
nga. Ito.
Mahirap eh.
None other than the one and only Marina San Gabriel.
Wow! Good evening.
Yeah.
Would you like my
My
entrance?
Mark.
Oh, thank you. Very Mickey inspired.
Wait, say hi to everybody, Marina.
Hi everyone, it's me, Marina, your favorite cheerleader. Charot. I'm the guest.
Sabay charot bigla. No? You have to teach our guest later what's charot, ha?
Yeah, all of the.
I will.
Wait. Before we start, Marina,
Yes.
tell us where you've been, and you've been missing in action in the Philippines, but now you're back, and give us the rundown.
So I was in the US. I was in New York with my boyfriend for 3 months, almost 3 months. I got
Wow.
stuck there, but I was
Okay.
happily stuck there. And now I'm in quarantine, in a quarantine facility.
Right.
So I've been here for 2 weeks and this close to losing my mind. This close. But thank God you guys invited me tonight because I would be talking to like my pillows or something. But I was
Wait,
like, how
Your
are
quarantine. You're quarantined. You can't leave the room, right?
You can't leave the room. So I'm lucky I got a room with a window at least. But I can't
Oh,
open it.
wow.
So it's like I just look out and I'm like,
How do you get your food, Mar? Or do they deliver the food to you?
oh, so what happened today? I ordered food. I ordered cookies, and then when Evan invited me, I was like, "Hold on, Evan. Like I'm missing my cookies. The front desk can't find my cookies." So, but they sent it to the wrong room, and then they sent it. So it's like so much energy.
Great. Well, I told Evan to tell you not to fix your hair,
Yes.
but you did.
Well, you
So-
have been confused with who was the real guest tonight because we have the same
Yes.
hair.
You have the same hair. If you let it loose, you have the
Yes,
same
if I
hair.
let loose. You would be so
But what-
confused by the size, like how we look. Because we're Filipino, both macho.
Great. So, but wait. So tell
Wanna
us
be the star.
tell us what you've been up to first. Tell us what you've been up to with your life, audiologist, and everything else you're doing.
So I graduated this year. I'm a clinical audiologist now, and I put up my own hearing center. If you guys need
Congratulations.
hearing tests. Oh, the last time I was here, I said that I gave an ear tip. So you can get a hearing test. But my ear tip for today is it's better to use headphones than insert earphones because it's closer to your eardrum and it can affect your hearing more. At least with the headphones, Coach Lee J are doing a good job. At least with headphones, like it's not that close to the eardrum, so you're protecting your ear a little more.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mm.
Very good. Good tip. Good tip.
Yeah, by the way, there's someone to greet you, no? Kakasabi lang niya hi daw, eto siya. Si, si Beyonce. Hi daw, hi.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh!
She's also part of our program tonight.
Yeah. Her hair is part of our
Yeah,
program.
her hair.
So-
That's right. That's right.
Wait, but you've also gone into this yoga teaching classes
Yes.
and all.
Yogi
So
already.
I've been practicing yoga since 2012, and I wanted my thesis for my master's degree to be related to fitness because I don't know, cheerleading and whatever. So I got into I use it as an excuse to be like, oh yeah, I need to learn about yoga more. So I need to be a yoga teacher. So
Yeah.
I enrolled in a yoga school during quarantine and I became certified, and that's one of the things I've been doing recently. So if anyone wants to join, like I love teaching beginners. I have a beginner class every Wednesday and Thursday. It's very beginner friendly. Anyone can join. It's only 150 pesos, and you have a disc. I give student discounts and PWD discounts because I want to be more inclusive with my practice.
Very good.
But my way of giving back is to give free yoga classes to people with hearing loss or people with hearing aids. So if anybody's interested, just send me a message on my Instagram.
Marina,
Very
You can try
good.
it out, guys. She used us as guinea pigs before, and it was okay. So you should try it out.
Yeah, I mean,
Evan never went back to my class.
Life happened, but it's good. You guys should try it out.
all right. So welcome back, Marina. I hear you're coming out tomorrow. Are you getting out tomorrow?
Yes.
Right, finally. So so you'll be back to civilization. All right,
Yes.
good you're safe here in the Philippines, and thank you for joining us tonight, of course.
Thank you
Diba?
for having me. I'm so excited for our guest.
I know everybody is. So
Oo.
before we go, we usually have like a
Annual
promotion. Yeah, our recommends and from our other hosts. So let's start with Evan. What are you?
Yes. So since Coach Anya's not here and she has nothing to recommend for tonight, it's my turn. And luckily, I do have a product right here
Akala ko
with me.
magme-makeup ka, Coach Evan eh.
Woo!
Grabe.
No makeup. This is a Jelly M1 face mask.
Jelly and
So this is what it looks like. It's really
I love
fancy.
that.
Super expensive box, super expensive packaging, has its own pouch. What is it for? It's actually a face mask and it is transparent. So you can
Wow.
actually show your smile to everyone and it doesn't fog up.
Cool.
Wow.
See?
Parang
Wow.
Chunan ah.
It's actually quite cool. The strap goes all the way in the back, and then it's just here.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
See?
I
So
love that.
for all the ladies out there with expensive lipstick, you can show them again. For a teacher, and you have to wear a mask while teaching young kids if you're actually going to school, and it's quite helpful because now people can actually understand what you're saying because they can see your lips. So this
Wow.
is
How much?
available on Lazada and Shopee for Philippines. I do work for the company, that's why I'm plugging it in. It's also available overseas. So this is available on our Shopify. It's mainly sold in the US right now. So all the US viewers, if any, do check it out.
Hmm.
It's a good product.
Ooh, Evan, oh
How
my
much?
gosh,
How
I'm
much
super
yan?
happy you're selling that.
Yeah, I can give you a discount if you need. Just
How
message
how
Coach
much
me.
Evan,
is it
magkano yan?
retail?
Magkano yan, Coach Evan?
How much is it retail?
It's actually $40, so it's not the cheapest of products.
How much?
So
How
if you
much?
have, it's 40
It's like,
bucks. It's $40.
$40.
It's not $40. That's 2,000 pesos, guys. So if you want to have it, it's quite good. Okay, I can tell you why it's actually sulit because it comes with filters,
Mm.
which you can replace, and it's rewashable. So we actually computed it comes out cheaper than buying a surgical mask every day because you
Right.
throw out
wow.
the surgical mask. So
Yeah.
after like a year or two, it comes out
Yeah.
cheaper. So if COVID's still around and you still need masks, or if COVID's gone and it just looks cool that you want to wear it,
I think
it might be worth it on-
Marina should be given that tonight so she can wear it with her Princess Leia hairdo.
Yes.
complete the Star Wars ensemble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anong
Yeah.
tawag sa product na yan, Coach
Yeah.
Evan?
It's
What's
called
it called?
Jelly M1. So it's if you put jellym.com, it will redirect you to Lazada straight away. So
Great.
if you
Wow.
order, we'll be the guys delivering it to you. So check it out.
That's good. And you know what? That's really good because
Ah,
me,
this
I
one.
handle patients with hearing loss.
There it
So
is. That's
and
one.
yeah. And one thing that they like to do is lip read. So that's really
Exactly.
There you go.
inclusive. And like, if you work outside now, like you really need that to interact with people because it helps them communicate better. So that's another
Yep.
selling point for Evan. I think
That's
everyone
the
should buy
target.
it.
May
Very
pink
good.
pa,
And
guys.
it
Oh, may
smiles.
pink
Show
pa.
your smiles again.
There's
Okay.
pink.
So
Yeah, it comes
uh,
in pink. It comes in
Yeah.
pink and black too. So
so you can
options
so
for
we
the
can
whole family.
so we can all smile again, diba?
Yes, you can all smile again without getting worried about the virus.
Right. Okay, Leach, you have something? Good job, bud.
Wala naman. Kung papadya kayo bukas, makikita nyo ako down south. So, kita-kitsa lang bukas. Mag-ano tayo? Mag-tudings
Ah,
tayo bukas sa may binyan.
hindi ba tayo magkikita? Hindi.
Magkikita tayo, di ba, sa hapon pa ako, kaya sa gabi.
Ah, sa hapon. Hapon and gabi with Bianca.
Oo.
Oh,
Yeah,
sige,
yeah.
sige, sige.
Oo,
Okay.
oo.
Good. All right, good. So, before we bring it on, bring him on, let's say hi to a few of our early birds.
Yes,
So,
daming viewers.
yeah, Jericho Arde, love Philippines.
Yes, I love it
Mary
too.
Joy
Hello,
Oakan.
Mary Joy.
I think
Hearts to
this
you.
this is all for our guest. Yeah, the
Yeah,
For the
Rhino.
yeah.
Rhino.
The Rhino.
Yes.
Kailangan natin
Ooh,
tanongin siya kung
everyone's
bakit
so
the Rhino.
excited.
And this
So
Mark,
excited to meet the Rhino. Hi, Bossitos, Coach Anya, Coach Legion, Coach Evan, Coach Anya / Coach Mar.
yeah,
Yes.
because si Anya kasi couldn't make it lang tonight. May not feeling too well. So, but si Mark, yeah, Mark was the one who requested
Yep.
that we try and guest Kollin.
Wow.
Good job, Mark. Good job,
Yes.
Mark. Ang galing mo, ang galing
So,
mo.
Thank you, Mark, for the
so he said-
suggestion.
He said, okay, let's just write him. Let's see how he responds. And of course, we're here now. So great. Good job, Mark. You get to meet your idol. All right.
Oo.
So AJ Ladera, here we go.
More hearts.
Powerful year. I think he was
Powerful
referring
year. Salamat,
to
salamat. Oo.
yeah. Our good friend Moises.
Moy.
Yeah.
Coach Moy, good evening.
Ito, Coach Ramon, Team Pilipinas.
Coach
Hi,
Momoy.
Coach
Coach.
Ramon.
Yeah.
Stay pogi.
Yeah. Good evening, coaches. Gabby Butler, tayo next, Boss Itos. Baka naman. No? From
Oh my
Lian.
God. Get me
From
as a
Lian.
whole.
Gabby Butler talaga.
from Lian Peleño from
Hi, Coach
Cebu.
Lian from Cebu.
Hi, Coach Ian from Cebu.
Yeah, so let's see. They're saying hi to Marina also. Oh, si Moises.
Hi.
Yes, so.
Yes, to
Oh,
the guest host.
Isa
hi,
Ileto.
Oy,
I miss
Isa, hi
you.
Isa, hi baby,
The,
and
the,
and the husband.
Baby Uno.
oh, the new mom.
Ang laki
So,
ng baby niya, grabe. Ang laking
oh, I
bulas.
think,
Grabe.
I think he can be a cheerleader. Parang yung ano niya,
Ang
yung
laki.
tahan niya pang cheerleader eh.
Oo.
Lakas.
Baby
Let's go,
pala.
early class.
Basketball.
Right. Oh, good evening,
Coach
boss.
Jam.
Hello, coaches. Coach
Good
Jam
evening.
from
Hi, Coach.
Adamson.
Hello,
Oh,
Coach.
ito
Oy,
si Bianca.
Coach Pianks.
Magkikita
Coach
tayo
Bianca.
bukas.
We'll see tomorrow.
Bakit kung kailan wala ako?
Oo nga. So,
I wasn't even invited.
Harvey Bernaldez. Gusto mo, Mar? Pwede ka ba?
I can't go out. I'm not allowed.
Tomorrow, okay. Don
Don Dupaya,
love you guys. Okay.
Bye.
Oh, love
And
that.
yes, thank you. All right. So, without further ado, let's get this
Eto na yun.
guy on, our
Eto
special
na
guest.
talaga
But
yun.
before that, let's play a little clip to introduce. I hope everybody watched the intro video, which he graciously sent us, just to introduce himself
From
to
the heart
us.
yun, boss. From the
Oh
heart.
yeah, it came from the heart and his heart, and it showed how big and generous he is.
Yep.
What a guy! So just watching that video when I was editing it, sabi ko, I like this guy already. This guy seems so genuine, and he's very he's a good guy. He's good people. So without further ado, let's play this video and then we get him on.
Well, these
All right.
cheerleaders won 2 major national championships just this year, putting them in an elite group of talented athletes. It's the routine that earned Kollin Cockrell and Mackenzie Graybow the National Cheering Association's Partner Stunt National Championship on Saturday. Captured from the crowd by a Pennsylvania woman and posted on Facebook, in just 4 days, nearly 600,000 people have watched it.
It's like crazy because to me it's normal. Like I do it every single day, so it's just a crazy experience.
The pair belong to Weber State's cheer squad, which also brought home top honors from Daytona Beach, Florida last weekend, the third time in 3 years.
I couldn't ask for a better partner, and I did not see any of this coming.
Cheerleading, an unexpected sport for 26-year-old Cockrell. The Idaho native spent time at the Olympic Training Center weightlifting to earn a spot on the U.S. Olympic team. A back injury sidelined his dreams.
It took me out of the 2016 Olympics, and it was a bummer. It was a very depressing moment because I did 10 years of training for the Olympics, and I didn't reach my goal.
It turns out the sidelines where Cockrell belongs anyway. He was discovered by a Weber cheerleader in an open gym.
I talked to my parents about it, and I made like a final decision saying, all right, I'm going to give it a go. I don't know what it is, but something inside me was telling me to go make the transition from Olympic lifting to cheerleading. And the rest is history.
Channeling his Olympic discipline, this extremely difficult routine was perfected after cheer practice. Graybow admits it's the most difficult she's ever done.
It was something that we wanted to do, and we wanted to like do it well and make sure that we could hit it like when we went to do it.
We had so many bad days, but we just didn't give up, and we just kept on pushing and just kept on working hard, and it paid off.
Reaching to new heights, even after severe disappointment.
It's been such a success, and I feel blessed, you know. I definitely can't wait for next season, and
We did it.
yeah, we did it.
Freaking did it.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
What's next? The pair will compete in the World Championships, and after that, they're going to Mexico to train others. Reporting in Ogden, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Okay. So,
Iba yun.
game,
Grabe.
game na ba? Do we bring him in na now? Okay
Yep.
na? Sure?
Yes.
Eto na
Sure
yun.
na? Should we take another break or no more na?
Oh my gosh, I'm
Naku,
gonna
wala,
kill.
wala nang iwi-iwi yung mga tao, boss. Nawiwi na lahat kanina.
Magagalit
Alright.
sila.
All right, guys. And for the first time on Philippine television, live stream, interview, whatever you call it, please
YouTube Live,
welcome
tandaan yan. Yep.
YouTube Live. Please welcome Colin Mark Cockrell.
Yay!
Hi.
Hey, Colin.
Hi,
Nice to
Colin.
meet you.
Hey.
Hello.
Yes, say hi to everybody here in the Philippines watching you. This is the big cheerleading community.
Kamusta? Good
Woo,
evening. Yeah, it's super early in the morning, but I'm so honored to go and be talking with you guys. And hello to the Philippines. I love you guys. I never been to the Philippines, but I would love to go there sometime. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm super honored to be on the show.
Yes, likewise.
We're honored to have you, and we're so happy that you agreed to guest
Oh,
with
course.
us
Absolutely.
tonight. The first time we've been sending teams to the States since 2014, and I've never met you, but all the cheerleaders were telling me that who you were, and I never could meet you because adults do adult things, so we don't, but the cheerleaders would always go and meet you. What I mean, I see your video and all, and one thing I wanted to ask you when I finally could was, why rhino? What has the rhino? Why is it the rhinoceros that you chose, or they chose you, or what did it?
Oh, it's actually one of my teammates that actually made the nickname for me. So it was kind of like an inside joke first, because the rhino, I don't know if I look like a rhino or weird. I had a teammate I cheered with a couple of years ago, and he said, like, Colin, the way you stunt, the way your style is, you look like a rhino. And I was like, is that good or bad? And I was like, I think it's good. So he kept on saying, like, all right, Colin, be a rhino, like, do the stunt, do the tumbling path, do the skill, elite skill. And he said, like, he'd always like have an inside joke saying, like, one of your arm is people's legs. And he's like, he was throwing weird things at me, saying, like, oh my God, you're the rhino. Like, you're so strong, you're so powerful. And sure enough, my teammates started calling me the rhino. Then the USA people started calling me the rhino. Then worldwide, I became known as the rhino. So that's basically it.
Wow, that's actually super cool and nice of your friends. They call you the rhino because you're strong. In the Philippines, if you're strong, they call you mamaw. Halimaw yan, monster.
Mama. Yeah. That's
Mamaw.
good. Mama.
Yeah, so the rhino, it's kind of stuck with me ever since then. I'm known as the rhino, so I like it. I vibe with it. It's cool. I got T-shirts and like headbands of the rhino, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is so cool.
We
That
should.
is
We
so cool.
should.
Yeah.
You know that when it's possible, we're gonna get you over here, right? You know that. It's coming, right? You know that.
For
Sign
sure.
me
That's
up.
for sure, Ryan.
Sign me up. I'll be the first guy on the list.
Right?
That's how, like, anything you need, any stunts you want to learn.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
There you go.
I know I look like, some people say I look like a scary guy or like intimidating, but I don't know. Maybe it's the way my mom raised me, the Filipino. She raised me to be like kind and gentle, and not only stunting, we can hang out. I would love to explore the country.
Yeah.
By the way,
No, definitely.
where is your mom
There you
located
go.
here before the Philippines?
Oh, where's she from?
Yeah, where's she from?
She is from Kalibo.
Oh, Kalibok in Boracay. Near Boracay.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't
Yeah.
believe
So-
you haven't
But you
been to the
haven't been here in the
Philippines.
Philippines.
No, I
You haven't
haven't. I've
You
been
should go to
places
Kalibo and we should go to Boracay when you're
Yeah,
here, okay?
Kalibo, and then go to Boracay. And then we do the stunt in Boracay.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? When we met in 2018, I remember meeting your mom.
Oh, really?
And dad. Yeah.
Yeah, they
It
were
was
watching.
It was funny because I think after you guys performed, like, we weren't performing anymore that day, or we were done, and then she was like, oh, Philippines, whatever, and then we ended up meeting, but then it was like brief, and like, but I was like, wow, this is so cool, like someone Filipino is on Team USA.
Yeah,
I was so
Right.
starstruck and still
I
starstruck.
actually remember, like, the Team Philippines. You guys were under a tent or something like that. And I looked over. I'm like, "That's Team Philippines. That's my family." I gotta get back. So, yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful memory.
But I'd like to ask you to go through again how your mom and dad met in the Philippines, and talk about in the video you talked about your dad having a mission,
Mhm.
was on a mission, the Mormon, and then you met your mom, and then go through that for us and for the audience also. For those who haven't seen the intro,
Mhm.
we'll ask Colin to do it so we know we can identify with him more. Okay.
Well, I am half Filipino, so the story behind that of why I'm half Filipino is typically in the United States, there's a religion called Mormon. So you basically, since you're young, you go to the church, you study God, and you learn about the gospel. You do a bunch of things, a bunch of great things. You just try to be the best person you can be. And then after you graduate high school, you go and serve a mission. And so my dad, he decided after he graduated high school, he was going to go serve a mission. And typically a mission is 2 years, and he actually got sent to the Philippines. So he was very skeptical because he's lived in the United States his whole entire life. And then out of nowhere, Philippines, he's like, where the heck is that? He looked it up. It's next to Japan. He's like, I've never heard of the Philippines. I'm still not going there. And he actually talked to the boss and said, I don't want to go here. What is the Philippines? He couldn't look up on Google. Yeah, back in the day, they didn't have I guess Google and computers to look up stuff like that. So he just took a shot in the dark, went to the Philippines and served his mission there, spread the word of God, and helped out as much as people, help out a lot of people believe in God, and just whatever religion you believe in, he was just there to support and help people to get better. Then sure enough, he went to a house and he met my mom. They fell in love. But the thing is, when you're on a mission, you can't do any of that. You have to be respectful. You're serving the Lord. You're serving God.
Mhm.
You can't kiss. You can't hug. You can't show any intimacy at all. So he was very in love with my mom. And then after he got done with his mission, 2 brutal years of trying to withstand not showing his love, he went back to the States, and instead of Instagram, iMessage, they sent each other letters and just love letters, and they communicated for 6 months. Then they made the agreement that my mom would get a visa, go to the United States, and they ended up dating for 3 months, and then they ended up getting married, and that's why I look like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that a goal?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sana all.
So
Oh wow, and you have siblings. Oh, I love that. So where are you guys based in the States?
So I am currently in Utah, and my mom and brother and sister are in Idaho, and I have some. So basically, I have a good majority family in Utah and a good majority family in Idaho.
Oh
Do you guys
wow.
speak Filipino at home?
Yeah. One more time.
Do you guys speak Filipino at home?
Oh no, that's one thing I'm really angry about my mom. She never taught me that.
Oh.
I Kumusta, Mahal kita. Other than that, I'm like when they're what do they say? Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh no, you should learn Filipino. Otherwise, we can keep talking about you.
You need to learn.
If you do come and visit, we can teach you some words. And I'm sure Marina has some fun words to do also.
Yes,
Like
yes.
charot.
Yeah,
Yeah, for later in the program.
yeah. I'll teach you stunts. You guys teach me Tagalog or dialects. I know there's 800 of them.
Yeah. Does your mom, when your mom gets mad at you, does she say "Ay nako, Colin" or something?
Or she says she goes she does something like that. And then,
The infamous.
yeah, she'll hit me with the stick, or she'll be like, I linti or something like that.
Linte.
Yeah.
Lintik. Yeah, lintik. Yeah.
Yeah, so
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I'm the one asking what that means.
Yeah, I know
Oh
because
my God,
because
Ma, you don't know lintik?
because Aklan is in the south. It's in the Visayas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
they
yeah,
usually
there's
have that term, that
Yeah.
lintik.
the dialect. So there are 3 main islands, right? Main areas in the Philippines: Luzon, which is the capital, then Visayas area, which is the south, and then the deep south, which is Mindanao. So Aklan is sort of in the northwest south,
Visayas, Northwest
of
Visayas.
Visayas. So they speak a certain dialect there. So that's fun. So but I wanted to move on, right? You mentioned in your intro video
hmm
that you found out that you had, we quote unquote, you were very strong. Right. So and then you said, why, if you were that strong, why weightlifting, or why powerlifting? Why did you get into that?
Oh, you kind of cut out for a second. What'd you say?
Why, since you found out you were strong, why did your journey to your powerlifting?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I got it from my dad's side. So my dad was a farmer. So obviously you saw the picture. My dad's completely white. He's over 6 foot. And so basically when I was younger, I've always had like this brute strength. Like I don't know what it was. I think it was from my dad's side. But when I did sports, I just noticed like I could lift a lot more than the other athletes. So I felt like I was like, I was blessed with the strength and, good genetics. But when I would do like weight training in like high school or just like any PE class, I just noticed like it was natural for me. It was like the movement, the strength was natural. I didn't feel like I didn't have any trouble gaining muscle or like pushing weight. Like it was just very smooth for me. So that's where I got, I came with like strength and stuff. And that's why I pursued after high school to train for the Olympics and Olympic weightlifting, and never thought cheerleading would ever come into the picture, but it did. But yeah, I was a weightlifter first before joining cheerleading.
That's so cool.
Oh,
But yeah.
So,
Oh wow, this
how
picture is so
how
awesome.
many years, Colin? How many years have you been training for weightlifting?
so I started training when I was 14 years old, and I started exercising actually when I was 8 years old. I wasn't lifting
Wow.
weights when I was 8. So well over 10 years, 10, 15 years I've been training. But weightlifting, definitely 10 plus years.
Oh, okay. So, meaning to say, at the very young age, that you are really built to train for weightlifting, right?
hmm
And then you mentioned during your short interview. So, have you been uh, with the Team USA weightlifting team?
Yes. I
Okay.
represented Team USA in Russia, Iceland, Guatemala, and another country I went to. Might have been those
So,
three countries, but yeah,
but
I
this is
represented
this is
Team USA.
this is already for the Olympics. Am I right or not?
And then not for the Olympic. It was like for the World Championships, the Junior World Championship,
Oh, okay.
and,
All right.
Open
But
in
then before 2016 or the Rio de Janeiro Olympics,
the.
what happened to you? What made you sideline for weightlifting?
Oh my gosh, it's a devastating story, but like I was basically one of the contenders to make the Olympics, top 10, 10 Olympic
Wow.
hopes to make it in the United States. So I was definitely like gunning and really close to being an Olympian. Like I was a junior Olympian, but this was actually for the Olympics where Michael Phelps goes and Usain Bolt, like those famous Olympians. So I was there. I was basically had it in my hands, and then I lost it. But so basically, I was just training one day, and the day before, I trained really, really hard, and I just didn't have any proper recovery that night. So the next morning, I went to training, and I would say like I'm the type of guy that no matter how much pain I'm in, I could still push through. I have that type of mindset. So I was in a lot of pain, waking up, and I was like so exhausted. My body was hurting. Then I ended up training, and I ended up lifting uh, a bunch of weight. And then I just remember throughout the training session, I had a belt. Or I had a belt on, but I felt a very, very sharp pain in my back, and I was like, "Ooh, what the heck was that?" So I took my belt around my core, tightened it up as hard as I could, and finished out the training session. Then I took off the belt after I was done training, and I collapsed to the floor, and I couldn't get up for 30 minutes. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was thinking like, walk it off. Don't be a sissy. Get up, walk it out. And then
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm actually seriously hurt. Like something's wrong with me. I cannot get out. I can't get off the ground. So the way I got off the ground was I took an ice pack. My coach got me an ice pack and completely numbed my back. And they actually did like a shot in my back so it'd feel completely numb. And I was able to get up and then went to my home that day. And the next morning I woke up and couldn't move. So I was like, something's wrong. I'm seriously hurt. And it was about a year, a couple months out from the Olympics, and I was like panicking. I was like, so many thoughts were going through my head. I was like, is this it? Like, what's going on? What's going on? I'll rest it. I'll wait a couple days, then I'll get back to training. No, it was, I seriously hurt myself before making the Olympics.
So that is like rock bottom for you before, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of series of mental battles and just a lot of discouragement and just like I dedicated so many things, I sacrificed so many things, and then I got so close and I failed, but it was a big life lesson.
That's
I
really
wouldn't,
tough
I
for you.
wouldn't
I'm
consider
pretty sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It happens to the best of us. You were training super hard, and that's why it happened. So I wouldn't say that's a fail. But that led you to cheerleading, and cheerleading welcomed you really open arms. But how did that happen? So how did you find cheer? There were other sports, I'm sure, that are similar to weightlifting as well. But why cheer?
Yeah. So the way I got acclimated into cheer was so after my back injury, I was planning on, okay, well, I found out the doctor said, Colin, you're injured. There's no way you're going to go to the Olympics. Like, you will be paralyzed if you try to train and go through and lift the weights that you typically lift. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then I go to the training sessions and I was like, yeah, I still can't lift the weight. So I thought about, okay, I'm just going to take a year off and then I'm going to try to make the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, Japan, So I thought, okay, I'll go for the Tokyo Olympics instead. Then it was, so this is when it almost like, I don't know if you guys ever experienced like going lowest of a low. It seems like one bad thing happens, then another bad thing happens, then another. So when I injured my back, I actually lost my weightlifting scholarship and got kicked off the team because they couldn't use me and I was injured. So I got kicked off the weightlifting team, and basically I was training on my own. I had an injured back and I was training on my own, no coach. I lost my scholarship. So I was at this point like, what do I do with my life? Because I was, basically right when I graduated high school, I dedicated my life to weightlifting to be an Olympian. But then I was so like mentally burnt out, and I was doing so many coping mechanisms I was doing a bunch of studying. I could have like went and drank. I could have smoked. I'm pretty sure I could have done drugs and stuff. And I knew that was not the correct answer. Like, I knew better. My mom and my dad raised me right not to do that. So I did so many other things, and I was still like pursuing on and just like keeping my head up high, despite all the things that were happening in my life. So I went and decided to take a visit in Utah to see my sister. Another thing was to see your family, especially if you're having hard times. So I went to Utah, met up with my sister, hung out for a couple of days, and then I knew what partner stunting was like in high school. So I was familiar with it, but I wasn't like I didn't know like the fundamentals behind it. I was like, okay, you just throw a girl, and I was like, okay, no big deal. Then I was looking on Google, and then I looked up a gym in Utah. Then I decided to go to that gym. I called the owner and said like, hey, what does it cost to like this and that? They're like, oh yeah, we have open gyms, 8 p.m. this time, that time. You're like, yeah, come. Then I went to that open gym, and I was familiar with partner stunting. I saw some videos on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Like, had no clue what the heck cheerleading was and what it consisted of. Went to the open gym that night, and without even thinking of it, I took like a girl that like was a base, and I threw her, and without even thinking like weight was a situation. I was like, I'll throw her. And then I think like I did a toss hands that night, and I was like,
Wow.
ugly technique, just like absolutely like no technique whatsoever. And then a guy named Dane Lobdell, he cheered out. He saw this. He's like, who's this guy? And then I looked at him and I was like, who's that guy? Just like they were doing some pretty cool stuff. Then he actually was watching me and just seeing like how strong I was. And he's like, who, like, I've never seen this dude before. He's really big and like super strong. Why is he stunting with that girl? So he came up to me after the open gym and said, uh, like, we introduced each other. I'm like, hey, I'm Dane. Hey, I'm Colin. Talk. And then he's like, who are you and what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm Colin. I'm a weightlifter and I'm an Olympic weightlifter and I go to Boise State University. And he said, oh, that's awesome. And then out of nowhere, he's like, you want to be a cheerleader? And I was like, no, no. Like, crazy? Like, and I was thinking, like, dude, like, no, I'm like basically training for the Olympics, and I'm not gonna dance and stuff. And that's what I thought it was. I thought cheerleading was dancing, and just like girly stuff. And he's like, no, you think. And he broke down the fundamentals of what like cheerleading was. And so when he broke it down, he's like, there's scholarships, there's stunt fest, there's competitions, Team USA. I was like, no, no. I was
Still no.
Still not convinced.
yeah. So, oh my gosh, that's an old picture, but that's like at my first year on Weber State. But then I actually thought about it quite a bit. Him and I stayed in touch, and then I actually got contacted with the Weber State cheerleading coach, Summer Willis, and he actually told me to come to open gym. I went to the open gym, talked to her some more, and I was thinking like, no, I was like slowly getting closer to a yes. Then that like I talked to her and then I actually talked to my family about it, and I told my mom, and my mom's like she's like, Lente, are you serious? Like she's really gonna, after all the time, all the putting it away, you want to be a cheerleader? She's like, what, are you crazy? Like, and he was just like freaking out on me. But then we talked about it for a couple more like hours, and then I was like, Mom, I don't know what it is, but I feel like something inside me is telling me to do this. Like something, I need to make the transition. Like I feel like I gave my best and everything I got in weightlifting. Like I don't think there's any more left for me. So, and I'm still young. I was like 23, 22, 23 around that time. So I decided to like, what the heck, I'll go for it. So on Friday, I was still an Olympic weightlifter. Then that coming Monday, I was a Weber State cheerleader. And I just remember walking into my first practice, and I was like, what am I getting myself into? Is this real? Is this real? I'm really becoming a cheerleader? Like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Yeah, that's his history. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. I made friends all over the States, friends all over the world. And
That's right.
honored here right now.
Wow, I am so inspired by your story.
Thank you.
That's so amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, and the way you handled the situation, like, yeah, you had to like grieve and like give up that dream, but then you were like, no, I'm not gonna do like vices just because that happened to me. Like, I'm gonna try to make my life better. And I'm so inspired by that. That's so amazing.
Oh,
and you got what you wanted. You made the national team. You were in Worlds. Like, you made something out of yourself. Like, it's so amazing.
Oh my God. Thank you. It's just, it was just kind of meant to be, it naturally happened. And, like I like, what we talked about earlier, like I said, like, I felt like a failure. I didn't make the Olympics, but all the things leading up, training for the Olympics, I learned so many principles of like discipline, eating, sleeping, sports psychology. It just I learned so many things training for the Olympics, and all I did was take the things that I learned training for the Olympics and carried it over to cheerleading, and it just paid off a lot. It just I applied it to cheerleading, and that's why I was able to make the U.S. national team. Win partner stunt competitions, and obviously I had some amazing support, like family and friends that like me along the way with my mental battles. But it was just it was a blessing in disguise, and that's why it's awesome that it led me to you guys too. I never thought like I'd be talking to people from the Philippines. So cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and I saw one of Coach Ramon's comments. He said Coach Ramon is actually one of our coaches in the Philippine team. He said that you were the one who approached us, and I remember that we were outside, and then you were like, "Hey, are you from the Philippines?" And I was like, "Yes." I mean, not me, someone. I'm Filipino. And you're like, wow, let's take a picture. Okay.
Our family, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're very humble. Amazing.
Thank you.
I'm more, I'm still trying to get over what actually happened to you. I mean, that could have been a life, that injury could have just you could
Give
have
you,
injured
yeah,
yourself to a point that not even cheerleading or any other sport, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I could have still try to train for the Olympics, and probably would have been paralyzed. Like the doctors were saying, like you if you keep training, Colin, you could seriously injure your back, your spine. You might be in a
wow.
wheelchair, crutches, like you know, back surgery, and just not not that far, but just like something really serious. I would have been on pursuing the weightlifting career.
Wow.
but yeah,
Wow.
considering that, Colin, that you have a back injury because of weightlifting, how did you approach cheerleading? At the same time, in cheerleading, you will be lifting, right? And not just heavy metals or whatsoever. You will be lifting girls
Mhm.
or like Marina and everything. What are your precautions, or how did you approach uh, the sport of cheerleading, considering that you have that condition before?
Yeah. So the thing is, like the girls, they're not remarkably heavy like the weights I was lifting. So the weights I was lifting was like extremely heavy, like on a daily basis, and like the movement like I would do for Olympic weightlifting would strictly hurt my back, but the movements I was doing for cheerleading like didn't hurt, and I was really surprised because I was like lifting a human, they're shaking, wobbling. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember that day the deadlift that was really heavy, but yeah, like doing a movement like that in the culture really hurt my back. But I would never be doing that type of movement with a human. It's more of like a tossing. Like
Correct.
I'm like going down and picking up the girl. I'm like she's helping me and I'm helping her. There'd be some movements like where I would catch the flyer wrong or I do something wrong and I feel a sharp pain, but nothing compared to like the movements I was doing with weightlifting.
Cool.
Wow. Do you have like other techniques, like, I don't know, I guess using your legs or something when you lift cheerleaders, and like how does that compare to lifting the weights? Sorry, I
Oh,
might have missed it because it's lagging.
oh yeah, no, I heard you. Yeah, so a lot of the movements with Olympic lifting to cheerleading is very similar. Like the technique I use for cheerleading, or yeah, for partner lifting specifically, is just a lot of speed, and that's what you need for Olympic lifting too. You need a lot of speed. So I would just tell, like, once I was getting the hang of it, I would just try to go as fast as I can, try to perfect technique because like when you snatch like or just lift 150 kilos to 200 kilos, you have to you can't brute strength that. You have to have you can brute strength it, but you have to have smooth technique as well. So I would just be very technical when I was partner stunting. I would try to make my Olympic lifts very beautiful and as well as my stunting. So I just kind of like what I learned. I would take my Olympic lifts and apply it to cheerleading and try to make it as pretty as possible.
That's a unique approach, making it pretty as possible. That I should actually think about it when I do my stunts. So definitely because of your background in weightlifting, your progression in cheer was kind of different. We started as regular folk. When we started, we had to go through elevators. I had to go through Thai stand. I remember maybe the chair. For you, was it more partner stud based ever since, or did you have to go through the basics? Did you also do progressions from the really easy things?
Yeah. So I did the progressions as well. The walk ups, the toss hands, even chairs too. Because I was like I would see people like do the flipping skills, and I was like, how the heck are they doing that? Like, and then someone told me on Weaver State, like you have to build up to it. So you have to be able to. You can do a consistent toss target or like a consistent toss hands before jumping up. Because I was like, I want to do what they're doing. That looks really cool. You're like, no, if you try that, you're gonna hurt the girl. You're like, you're not ready. Yeah, they informed me like, oh no, you got to take baby steps, So I took that approach.
So take note, guys, to all those viewers. No matter how strong you are, you have to go through progression.
Fundamentals.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, go through the basics, and it's
Fundamentals.
all part. I do see some questions
Yeah.
from the
Go
viewers.
ahead, Coach Evan.
Coach Nelly. Coach Nelly, she also competed for the Worlds back in 2014, 15, I think. So
Yeah.
her question is, hi, Colin. What is your favorite tumbling pass or stunt? So maybe you can give one for each.
Okay, so I typically don't tumble that much. It's not that beautiful, and I like watching people tumble. It's really cool.
Good
So
BJ.
yeah,
No tumbling. That's good. No tumbling.
yeah. I just know if I do a tumbling pass, I try to do what people are doing, like with tumbling. I'm like, no, I'll just stick to lifting humans, So tumbling, I really enjoy like watching connecting series of tumbling passes like Arabian through to full. I love watching sequences of tumbling, just not like a round off backhand swing tuck. Like I love watching series, and then like when they actually like punch front after they complete a series, do like a punch front, and then bring the tumbling series back. That's really cool to watch. So anything with a series, I like to watch. And as for stunts, man, that's a hard one because I love all the stunts. I would say like my favorite stunt would be I'd have to say it'd be a 1-to-1. Take it. It just there's a good feeling taking a human with one hand and throwing the human with one hand.
One
And
arm
Wow.
rewind
I'd
is
say
that what you're
1-to-1
saying?
be up there.
I think you can do all the stunts that we can list down for sure.
Just a lot of times, like all the video that's playing right now that was what like hours upon hours of stunting and just figuring out what the heck
That's
to
right.
do.
Wow.
All these stunts are super fun.
We'll talk about elite of the elite stunts that you can get to by the Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have another question here from Mark, the guy who suggested we bring you on the show.
Yeah.
Mark is asking, "Hi Colin, you're very famous as a power base, but have you been lifted like a flyer before?"
Yes, unfortunately, my friends
Really?
always, yes, they're always like, Colin, let me throw you to top. I'm like, why? I'm not a flyer. Why? I've flown toss hands before, and I do not like it, but I do,
Wow.
yeah,
So in order for you to appreciate to be a flyer, you have to be a flyer, right? So
yeah.
maybe that was your situation before. That's why your teammates made you fly.
They're like, yeah, the girls say like you got to see how it's like in our shoes, so let's have one of the dudes throw you, and yep,
Yeah.
I'm like, I respect what you guys do. It's very admirable.
All right. So speaking of stunting, so how many competitions or trophies do you already have under your belt or under your hat?
With partner stunting or like
Yeah,
cheerleading?
partner stunts,
Okay.
cheerleading.
So 2019 is when I won the UCA Nationals with partner stunting and the NCAA Nationals. So I do have like like sixth place, second place, but I would say like as for like first place, yeah, I have two so far. And then my flyer and I right now, her name's Elsa Hassett. We plan on going like doing our best job. We can't predict what's going to happen at the competition, but we're training super hard for this upcoming NCAA Nationals in April. So we're hoping to capture the title there. But if it doesn't happen, we did our best job. That's the one that's the next upcoming one we're trying to train for and hope to win.
Well, the best of luck for you and your partner, okay? But
Oh, thank you.
can you share your journey for being Team USA? Like, how is the process of being in Team USA? Do you apply? Are you being recruited, or do you sign up for something?
Oh, okay. So the way the U.S. national team works is when you join, or like they give you a date of when the tryouts are, and they have to select the team in 3 hours. So they ask to see your best tumbling pass, your best stunts, and the baskets for the girls. And basically, you have to have a reputation too. Like there's like so many phenomenal cheerleaders around the world, or just in
That's right.
USA specifically. But they have to make a quick selection because they have a 3 hour tryout process. So basically, you go in there, you sign up. You can sign up beforehand or sign up there, but you go out, you try out, and then you have 3 hours. You show your best skills. Then by the end of the 3 hours, they talk about it. They sit in a room, talk about like we like this person, we like this person, we can partner up this person, and basically after that, they select the team, and that's the roster they put on. And we don't get together right away. Like we don't train together. We train together in April for about 12 days. We put the routine together in 12 days.
Wow.
And
Just only for 12 days?
Mhm.
Just only for, wow.
Yeah, so it's very short. We have to get to know each other really well, and we have to, that 2019 routine you guys saw. We put that together in 12 days, and
Challenge accepted.
I'm dying here. 12 days. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
12 days. While we are preparing here for like months before going to the Worlds, Team USA, be mindful that they can pull off a winning routine in 12 days, okay?
They have to select the members in 3 hours.
That's right.
Mhm.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they have to choose the best of the best, and they got to know like how mentally strong you are, because during those 12 days, you're doing 2 days, 3 days, sometimes 4 days. I remember 2019, we did a
Okay.
practice, 2 other practices, and then a full out that night, a routine that night. So yeah, it's a very, you have to be very mentally tough to be on Team USA.
Wow,
Is
that's
the
awesome.
team
And
sponsored?
you have been with the Team USA for how many years already?
So 18, 19, and then 20 before Corona hit. Like I would have went out there and competed in 20, but yeah, Corona didn't happen. It didn't happen because of Corona. But 21, they're still going to keep the same members for 2021, and
Okay.
so technically 3 years going on to 4. So that's what's going on. We all don't know what the heck's going to happen with ICU, but yeah, I plan on competing in another year.
Yeah, Rhino all the way.
Yeah, I hope you guys come to ICU.
Well, we were supposed to go last year, March. I was supposed to be one of the coaches that will be going to ICU, but pandemic struck. So
Mhm.
that's the end of the story.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if 2021 happens with ICU, we can, after we're done competing, if we could somehow maybe get some chicken adobo, eat some food. My family.
So
That'd be so cool.
you know your Pinoy food, huh? You know your Pinoy
Yes,
food
I
there.
love that food.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Evan, Coach Mar, you have any questions for Rhino?
Yeah, I'm just lagging. I'm trying to make sure that I speak when my internet's good. So I think it's good now. I'm gonna jump into the
Yeah, it's good
question
right now.
from Nelly again. Coach Nelly is asking, hi Colin, since we're speaking about Team USA, if you will be given a chance to represent a country, not USA, in the ICU world, what country would you choose and why?
That was a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna say the Team Philippines.
Yes, you better.
Yay.
Not
Thank
just
God.
You got it right. You
yeah,
have the right answer.
You got the right answer.
not just because I'm talking with you guys, because
Yeah.
obviously I'm half Filipino, and I would just be like, I know the Philippines, you guys are phenomenal. I would just want to go and be on a team with you guys. Not You guys are very kind people. So not only like the skills don't matter, because like that will come throughout training, but just being around genuine people, that's what I want. That's the team I'd want to be on. Team Philippines, 100%.
Yay. I'm sure if you're on the team, you're gonna wake up a lot of retired and they will want to join and be part of that.
Okay, let's make it happen then.
We can. We should figure out a way for this is a special relationship we want to build with you,
Oh, absolutely.
Colin. So speaking of which, our one of our head coaches for Team Philippines. Here we go. Randall San Gregorio.
Coach
Hi,
Randall.
Coach Randall.
Yeah,
Hi,
one of
Coach
our head coaches.
Randall.
Hello, Coach Randall.
So Coach Randall has the same hairdo as you, Rhino. So
Oh,
you two might get along, right? Yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah. There was a question here from Mark also, and I want to read it. I guess it's behind the scenes kind of question. So
Mhm.
there were a couple of falls in day one in 2019. I saw this vlog from Whitney Aji, and she was really devastated about her fall. How did the team
I love
handle that?
Whitney.
And what did coaches tell everybody in order to get in focus?
Oh yeah, so that day one was definitely devastating for USA. It was a lot of people are angry. A lot of people, the way they handle their emotions, we handle it professionally. And I actually, it was kind of an execution thing I had in day two. I had a serious bicep injury during the training. So I don't know if you saw it. Like if you see the video, I do my 1-to-1, and it's a little iffy. But a lot of us were just in pain. A lot of us, 12 days and trying to put the routine together. So the thing is, the way our coach handled it, it's like we select you guys for a reason. We know you guys can do this. The only people that don't believe in you is yourself. So he just gave us a good pep talk, and pep talk, and he said like, you guys got to believe it. When you go out there, take the mat, believe in yourself. Go out there and have fun. We chose you guys for a reason. So just kind of gave us a reality check and said like, everything's okay. Don't worry. We'll go out there and get after it on day two. And we know you guys are hurting, but we chose you guys for a reason. Like you guys have a very mentally strong attitude. And on top of that, like after day one, everyone went back and like did maybe 50 repetitions of the skills that they goofed up on.
Wow. I wanted to ask Colin.
Mhm.
I mean, let's get serious. I mean, the US
Mhm.
is like, this is like the NBA. I mean, the US national team for cheer is like the NBA, the dream team that they send to the Olympics, right? I mean, how do you, and nothing against, because all countries benefit from learning from the best team in the sport, but how do you guys even get up for the competition? I
Oh,
mean, really, I mean, how do you, what's the mental, do you just go and say, we know we're way ahead and we can flip the switch anytime?
mm.
So how do you, I mean, what's the approach? I mean, as a competitor.
I would say it's just like, you know, throughout the years, we could tell that like other teams are getting very, very good at shooting. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like Mexico, Chinese Taipei, Canada, you got, Team Philippines, Chile. Every country is getting really good at cheerleading. They're starting to pick up in the tumbling and the stunts. You go on like Instagram, you see like phenomenal cheerleaders, and they're doing amazing things. Russia, everything. So I think that's one thing to keep in mind for USA, since USA did invent cheerleading, and that's one thing we keep in mind is like if we slow down, any country can surpass us, no problem. And in my mind, it's going to be like down the future, it's going to be a great competition. Who's going to execute, who's going to train more. So I think that's the approach that we all take, like the USA team, and I think I support that. I know we're all there. We're all in the competition for great reasons, and we just want to compete. So I fully support that, and I want other countries to keep pushing, and because like I have so many friends around the world, and I'm like, yeah, just keep going. Like, USA, we know like we're very, very good, but there's no reason why you guys can't be good too.
That's good to hear from you, because we're pretty ambitious here in the Philippines. I'm just telling you that now, and I'm already, the wheels are turning in my head to how to get you to be part of the squad, not just as an athlete, but down the line.
Oh my gosh, I
You
would
know,
be.
I'm telling you now that we're already thinking about those things. But it's good, because I'm more curious about the psychological. But the in terms of the routines, uh, do they do they choose athletes from the same school more often than not, or it's just happens to be that way, or do you try out as a partner stunt team and then they just get you, or what?
Yeah, so the way they select it, like Mackenzie, my old flyer, phenomenal, phenomenal athlete. Like the team knows that her and I are partners, so they're like, okay, well, Colin's gonna do the elite partner stunt, so Mackenzie's gonna go with him, and Mackenzie and Colin, they're partners. So basically, like they pair up the couples. They'll take like the couples together. Oh, there's Whitney. Yeah, she was actually one of my partners for the medium stunt, or just the full up. We did that stunt together. And sometimes they'll take couples or they'll take individuals because they know that individual can stunt with multiple flyers or stunters as well. So it all depends like on the skills they want to do and what they want in the routine. They'll take couples or they'll just take individual athletes. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. And I guess because of the level, the general level of all the cheerleaders in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like is it very competitive to get in the team? I mean, the U.S. team. I mean, everybody wants to be in the team, or they're just like whatever. We win that every year anyway. So, but I mean, how what's the mindset?
Yeah. Oh, going into the tryout room, like you always have to go there and do your best because like you never know. Like there's cheerleaders that come out of nowhere and make the team. So everyone thinks like you never secured a spot on the team because like there could be somebody that comes out of nowhere and hops in and you're like, oh man, I should have been training. I should have not been relaxing. So since it's such a popular team and it's like the best of the best, a lot of people will go into the tryout and just do their absolute best and throw their absolute hardest skills and want to make that team. So last 2020 team tryout, the 2020 tryout, it was very, very difficult for Leroy, my USA coach. He said this was the toughest decisions he's ever had to make because so much talent. So he had to collaborate it to, okay, this person's talented, but how are they mentally? They had to like go within personality. So not only like skill really matters, but it's also your personality and like your mental toughness. So yeah, I would say going into the tryouts, you have to be mentally and physically ready.
Well,
we have a lot of work to do, guys. So
not only strength, it has to be mental toughness as well.
Oh, we have to develop that culture. I mean, we've been doing this for a while, but oh my god! All right, that's nice to know, and it's nice to also have Kollin, who's a very nice guy, and willing to help us out later on.
yeah, anything. If you just want to talk too, I had my fair share of failures. I had my fair of successes. So not saying I know it all, but I've experienced a lot when it comes to like sports. A lot of activities.
But yeah, Kollin, aside from cheerleading and being in the Team USA, who is Kollin outside of cheerleading? What do you do?
Yeah, actually, I get this quite a bit, like because everyone's like, "Kollin, do you just stunt? Like, do you just train?"
Yeah, that's right. You have a lot of videos out.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Like, surprisingly, like I got a life. I actually do things outside of cheerleading. Like, so. Calling outside of cheerleading, I love traveling. Obviously, like in 2019, I went to so many different countries. Like before Corona hit, I was traveling. I love experiencing different countries, getting to make friends from all over the world. So I would say traveling's a huge thing. I love doing outdoors things like camping, hiking, swimming. I love being outside quite a bit and being with my family. I would say I'm very family oriented. I love being with my mom and my Filipino family side. So I would say like, yeah, when it comes outside like of my training, cheerleading, I just love keeping everything like nice and simple. I don't go like, I'm not crazy. I don't go like, I don't know, I party hard and stuff. I just keep, I like to keep things mellow, love physical exercise. I love experiencing new things and, traveling. I would say, yeah, I love being productive, love being productive and getting to know people and feeling like I did something that day,
Wow.
Wow. So what has been keeping you busy during the quarantine? I'm back, guys, by the way. If you guys don't know this. So what has been keeping you busy during the quarantine? Who is calling outside cheerleading during quarantine?
Oh, quarantine. So I actually went back home because all the gyms were shut down. We couldn't train at all. We were training, but it was like very, very like short and just like coronavirus, like mask up and 6 feet apart. So a lot of things were like shut down. So I actually went back home for about a month and a half to 2 months. And when I was there, I was working out quite a bit. I went on some hikes. I hung out with my family, my brother a lot. Actually, what else did I do? Oh yeah, and I actually did like some Zoom meetings. I actually did like things like this. Like I did something with Team USA. Like we did a talk show. I did some stuff with Team Brazil, and Colombia did stuff with Team Colombia, Team Mexico. So it was really cool. It just like we all knew we were just in this bubble, so we were still trying to communicate and make the best of the quarantine. So like I know some people like during quarantine got like out of shape. Not trying to bash on them. Like I try to take a different approach. I was like, okay, I can't train. So I was working out a lot more. I was doing a lot more different things, and I was actually studying Spanish. I was actually trying to be productive with my time and be like the best out of quarantine and look at the positive. Like I'm with my family. I got all this free time. I'm gonna do Zoom calls with all my friends around the world, and try to pick up something new, like study Spanish. And that's how I handled the quarantine. It was fun, actually. It was a lot of fun.
You are a productive person, though. Like, does Colin ever sleep? Does he rest?
I think my mind goes 1,000 miles per hour. Obviously, like as I'm talking with you guys, I can get on a tangent of talking and talking and talking, and it's a Filipino thing. My mom has the same problem. If you say like Melinda, my mom's name's Melinda. You say Melinda, explain, talk about a dog, and she will go off on like about that. She will give you a like essay research project about a dog. So yeah, that's my mind's always going 1,000 miles per hour. So yeah.
Okay, so I think we have a couple of questions here. Mar, you will do the honors. I will post the question. Bahala, you can read it na lang. Okay, here from AJ. Go ahead, Mar. While you're with us. Oh, she's frozen again. Oh, she's not. Okay, go, Mar.
Mar, can you hear us,
What?
Mar?
Am I here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bagay na bagay yung
You're
hair
with
ko.
us.
I'm in another galaxy right now, you guys.
You're in the quarantine galaxy, that's why.
I thought your hair
Well, I
too
just
would.
wanted to ask how cheerleaders train during the quarantine. Because here I've seen like cheerleaders doing online training. Like, are people in the States doing that too?
Oh, during the quarantine? Like they're training during
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think she's on quarantine.
I would say, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people during in USA, they their quarantine experience, like I would say like a couple of them I know, they took advantage of it, and a lot of them took advantage of it the wrong way. So it just depends on the personality. Like the people that took advantage of it in the wrong ways, like definitely decreased in their skills. But the people that did take advantage of it in the USA, they're stunting. They look phenomenal, in great shape and whatnot.
It's tough. It's tough all around, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, it was a mental battle for a lot of people, and I actually did some talks with a lot of my international friends, and just even my friends in USA, saying like how to stay positive during these times, and
Right.
like in the studies I do at Weber State University, and I'll be graduating in April. So it was a lot about sports psychology, how to stay motivated when you have nothing to strive for. So I had to give a lot of talks about that too.
Wow, yeah, you would be the perfect one. You would be the perfect one to give that talk, especially. There's another question here from AJ. I hope is Princess Leia back? Okay, come on, let's go, Mark. One more time. Can you read this?
Wala.
Oh, she's there.
She can't. She's still in Mars.
Okay, her hairdo didn't do anything for the signal. So, AJ Tera. Hi, Colin. As a lifter, how do you talk to your flyer when she's frustrated that the stunts are not hitting?
Oh,
There are a lot of people like that.
yeah. Typically, you take your hand, you slap them. No. Get your hand.
Get it right.
Oh no, take a flipper and then you slap them, like kind of like my mom.
Kind of like your mom.
Yeah. No. So on a serious note, the way you kind of have to the way like I approach my flyers, like if they're getting frustrated, in every relationship, the guy always nothing against the girls. The girls are great too. The girls like they gotta they have like every a little more reason to I would say kind of have a lot more pressure on them. Like they have to do like sports bras. They got to look good in the air. They got to put on makeup. They got to look a certain way. Whereas guys, like we just put our uniform on, do our hair, and that's about it. So I just took the initiative, and I always tell the guy centers this: like you just have to let it go. You can't take what the girls say serious. You have to keep your cool. Always try to remain calm and try to compromise with the girl. If something's not working, you're just like you're doing this. Well, you're doing this. You kind of have to like say, okay, I'll try to apply this. And if this doesn't work, can you try this for me? You just have to communicate, just proper communication. Try to be the bigger person. Like I learned that with my flyer. Not saying I'm not perfect by any means. I definitely have my downfalls. But Elsa, like whenever she gets frustrated or just like in her head, I just like listen and just like, okay, I'll do this for you. Then just proper communication. That's what ultimately makes a successful partnership is just communicating, understanding each other, and just not taking things personal, and obviously letting go. Because I got my head bit off a couple times by flyers. I was like, yeah, I just didn't take it personally.
Would you recommend what kind of cross training program or what sport? I mean, you came from powerlifting, right?
Mhm.
Do you recommend that it's a good base for cheerleading?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like any type of movements that's going to be explosive, being fast, fast twitch muscle fibers like, snatch, box stunts, sprints, clean and jerk, anything that's
Mm.
gonna be fast and also pack on lean muscle is absolutely great for partner stunting and, for tumbling too.
Wow,
Hmm.
interesting.
Mhm.
A
Yes.
lot of the cheerleaders I know do cheer training 100% only when they actually work on their cheerleading skills. For you, how much of it is actually cheer? How much of it is maybe going to the gym or maybe doing something else? How much work do you put outside of the mat to be that good for cheer?
Yeah. So the way I work around it is on my off season. So like at Weber State, we have about 3 months where we don't do practices or anything or nothing really specific for cheerleading. I'll still stunt, but I put more emphasis into weight training and like cardio, strength training, a lot more emphasis into that, and not so much into partner stunting. But when I'm in season, as of right now, I do a lot more partner stunting. Like yesterday, I just got done working my partner stunt routine with Elsa. It's a lot more. It's a lot more training, like partner stunt training and cheer training in season. Then off season is more of my weight training and Olympic lifting. Oh yeah, that video was fun.
Hands while lying down. Oh my god.
We actually just got done training and I was like, Elsa, let's try this. Like I have fun, just kind of get my mind. Like the routine we have is really difficult, so I was like, let's just do this for fun.
There's this cool question, which I wanted to ask as well from Jericho Echo Aragones Oarde. Are you familiar with Philippine cheer dance events like the UAAP? Have you seen or have you watched these events here in the Philippines? What's your opinion with the Philippine cheer community?
Oh, so UAAP. Oh, that's his.
Or anything like that. Have you seen any Philippine competitions or maybe videos of Philippine cheer ever?
So I actually like when it comes to the dance portion, I actually watched a couple videos of World of Dance, and I think I saw the Philippines there, and they were absolutely great, really, really good. I was very,
I think
very
you're talking about U Peeps.
yeah. What's that?
U Peeps, I think they're U Peeps, no? Coach DJ. U Peeps is
Yeah,
I
there
think
are
the
U
latest
Peeps.
team that
There's also
joined
the
World of
crew.
Dance.
Yeah, World
The
of
crew
Dance. But
also. Yeah.
there are a lot of Filipino dancers already going to the top of WOD. So
Oh, okay.
what we have here in the Philippines, Collins, just to have you an idea, is that you have seen World of Dance, right?
Yeah.
And then we have cheerleading.
hmm
Put them together. Then that's UAAP cheer dance.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
so it's like the Philippines or the country stops whenever there's UAAP cheer dance competition. It's like one of the
Super big
major.
event.
Yeah, this is a big
Mm.
event here. Usually, it's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Evans. Around November, December, right? November,
Right
December.
now, yeah, they moved it to that
Yeah.
period.
So
Each team performs for 6 minutes,
six
Mm.
minutes of
including the
cheerleading.
intro.
Mm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So maybe we will be we'll try to flash one video, Boss Ethos, if you have one for cheer dance, so that
Mhm.
Colin might be able to take a sneak peek.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that'd be
as
awesome.
you can see, there's a lot of elite stunts that Colin can hit, no matter what, with or without shirt. Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
that's
Uh,
right.
so just kind of going back on that question, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Like I 100% respect what you guys are doing with dance and cheerleading. Like nothing but love and support from my end. And I can, if anything, if there's anything I can do to contribute, you guys got my love and support.
That's great to hear from you, Colin. So
Aw.
probably, yeah. Yes, Mar, you're back.
Hey,
I'm just here listening, you guys. I'm
Do you have any
happy
questions?
watching. Just
You're happy watching. Okay, here we go. So,
oh wow.
Colin, this is National University. This is our current champion for UAAP.
Okay.
So probably you'll be here to enjoy what Filipino cheerleading or cheer dance looks like.
Uh,
Right.
Colin, UAAP is like the Ivy League.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense.
So it's about 8 schools,
Oh.
8 of the biggest Manila-based schools in the Philippines. So they have this UAP cheer dance, which is different. It's not totally cheer. There's a lot of themes. There's dance and cheer. So it's a big event. It's a 1 day event, and it gets a lot of. It's very popular. And Marina and Evan and Lee J used to compete here also.
For real?
Um,
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of theme. This is the last year's champ. This is probably the Kentucky of the Philippines,
Okay.
which is the national university. When they competed at the Worlds in 2015 for the first time, they got bronze. Right, so they're very good, and they were supposed to go back this year, but obviously for reasons. So
Oh my
so
God.
it's a mix of cheer dance, and we handle the judging for this competition.
Wow.
And it's an event. It's a big event. But as you can see, you'll see that it's a lot of it's a mix. It's a mix of cheer and dance. So and pageantry. It's more pageantry and a lot of dance, a lot of showcasing.
Gotcha.
And they do it on puzzle mats. This is not spring floors or the foam mats.
Oh wow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This is absolutely impressive. Like I've never seen something like Team Philippines, but nothing like this. This is absolutely really cool. Like I'm very
Yeah, it's very popular. There's a lot of costume changes. It's not, and then very entertaining.
Maybe when you are going to come here in the Philippines, we will make you try one of the routines. We will include you in the routine.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't know. I could probably do the stunty portion, dancing. I'm not much of a dancer, but that's kind of this is very, very cool. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything yet. That's pretty tame.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty tame because Evan used to dance Michael Jackson in the UAAP. So,
What?
so I don't know.
What?
Yep. Was it you, Evan? No.
Coach
No,
Evan
that was
danced
a
Michael
different
Jackson.
year,
I
but-
danced Janet Jackson before.
Yeah.
I
There's
had
a lot
rhythm
of
nation before.
yeah. So the cheer community is very very robust here in the Philippines. But it's mostly school based.
Gotcha.
There's no clubs.
Gotcha.
The club industry is not present as of today. We're trying to build it up to that, but no. So we'll see how we can do that. There's a question from Gina Barros. I think we tackled this already, and you've shown. Are you open to being a coach or coaching overseas? A cheer will help Philippine cheer. Are you familiar with Philippine cheerleading? So it's from our earlier question. Of course, you're open to help out.
Absolutely. Yeah, nothing. I love and support. Yeah, if I got to you guys' country, if we were able to work something out with, like me coming over there and spending time with you guys, like I would give you guys my absolute best and just anything you guys need help with. Not only just like skills, but just like mental aspect. It has a lot to do with the mental aspect more than the skills. Without the mental aspect, you can't get the skill.
Right. Grant Hendricks. Hi, Colin. Do you know him? One of your friends.
If I have to,
sounds like.
I love the picture. If I saw the face, guys, but I love the picture.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I wanted to ask also. Have you ever tried coaching a squad?
Coaching a cheer squad? Yeah, I've the only type of coaching I've done was strictly, obviously for partner stunting, but I've worked through formations and timing. So when it comes to like choreography, I haven't really tackled that field yet. But when it comes to watching a routine and giving critiques, like I've helped out a team, all-star team in Mexico and an all-star team in Brazil. I was telling them like, okay, the execution needs to be a little bit more here. Like I was watching them and giving them very detailed and actually giving them recommendations of like, I tried this skill, to make it look more flashier and to have this more in time. And even high school teams, like they already had a routine settled down, but I was helping them like kind of smooth things out. So that's the closest thing I've came to coaching a routine / cheer team. Mostly it's like my emphasis more on the partner stunting, but I am not opposed of like coaching or trying to make a routine because I've seen plenty of it, and I know what it needs and what it needs to be successful. So that's basically what I've been helping out with, just kind of smoothing out routines and giving my input.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So we have from Grant, who's probably from here. I mistakenly thought he was one of your friends, so he's not. What advice would you give to a cheerleader who has stopped for several years and wants to return? I feel like lacking in skills because the development in the cheerleading in country is very fast. I want to come back. I feel like I can't commit fully to the team, but I really want to come. Any advice would you give someone that wants to?
Yeah. So when it comes to the aspect like making a comeback, you have to obviously take the steps. You don't want to hop right into it right out of the gate. It's like if you try to, you work out for a long time and then you take like a year off, you're not going to try to lift the same weights or do the same fitness level that you already did. So obviously I would say take your time, take the stepping stones. Try not to compare yourself to other people because that's what a lot of people get in like the mindset. Like, oh, they're doing this, why can't I do that? You have to focus more on yourself and try to tune out. Like, and that's the bad thing about social media. That's like a lot of people see the social media. I need to be doing that. No, you got to focus on yourself and you got to take the proper approaches and you got to try to make a consistent schedule. Like if I got time Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, like try to like find a time to fit in your schedule because I don't care who you are. Everybody has at least like, a couple hours throughout the day to do something with their craft, like everyone does. Like I know I have a very busy schedule, but I still make time for my family. I still make time to do this with you guys. You have to be willing to sacrifice something if you want to make something better, So that's what I got to say to that. Like honestly, full support on his comeback, but he just needs to build up the habit or just build up the routine, and he needs to take baby steps, make a consistent schedule, and just not compare himself to anyone. And I guarantee you'll see more progress if he starts focusing on himself versus like looking at other people and stop saying I wish and I should be doing this. I wish. No, it's the start now. There's never like I'll start Monday. I'll start like next week. Like you can start today.
Okay, I think Evan. Thank you for the answer. I think Evan and Marina have a couple of questions, but I want to go first because I'm the oldest. So I'm going to ask you, what does it take to feed the rhino?
Oh gosh,
I mean, what do you eat in a day? I mean, yeah.
So I would say my diet is high protein, medium carb, but I try to eat 6 meals a day. So basically it's my breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner, then I'll have something light before I go to bed. So, I train, 2 to 3 times a day, or two to 3 times a day. Yeah. So obviously eating is very important, but I would say most of my meals consist of a lot of protein and, medium carb, and it's not like junk. I make sure it's the essentials you need, the vitamins, the minerals, the protein, the, healthy carbohydrates. So I wouldn't say I'm super strict on my diet. Like I just mostly focus on eating and training, but I really in particular on what I eat and make sure it's good nutrients I need to be the best athlete I can be.
Okay,
Wow.
but are you trying to get bigger? Are you still trying to get bigger? I mean, what's the goal in terms of the training and eating?
Oh yeah. So more right now. So when it comes to the routine work I'm doing with Elsa and Weber State, it's a lot more cardio and conditioning and muscle endurance. So right now it's just a lean. I would say it's more conditioning work, not so much trying to be big and bulky because like I need to be able to do like 6 to 7 stunts in 45 seconds. That's a lot of like fast pace strength and conditioning movements. So right now it's just trying to be lean, trying to get my conditioning up as much as possible, but also not like lose a ton of weight. So there's like a science behind it, but as of right now, just getting my conditioning up is what I'm trying to focus on.
Okay,
Okay,
Ivan.
that's intense. I could probably do the 6 meals a day, but I can't do the training 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah, 6 meals. Hey, we can hang out. Watch you 6 meals a day. That won't be a problem. Then training, that just comes over time. Your body kind of gets used to training once, and you're like, oh, that was you do something for so long, then your body acclimates to it. So you kind of feed it like different to get more results.
Right. My question was, there has been a lot of questions from the viewers, and it seems like you're very used to answering these.
Yeah.
You're basically a cheerleading, right? So people have been asking advice. They've been reaching out. At which point did you see it transition? Like they started reaching out to you. You started becoming the Rhino outside of Weber State. When did people start, knowing you?
Mhm.
And also, what's the most common thing that they ask from you? Is it advice? Is it like check my stunt out? Please follow me. What is the most common thing you get?
Yeah. Oh man. So when it comes to like online, a lot of it's like, how can you help me with this stunt? What is the? It's a lot of questions about their stunting and what can I do to be a better stunter? Is there anything like any tips I can do? So there's a lot of questions I get asked about stunts, and they're like, I'm trying to work on my toss hands, but I just can't get it. And I'll just give them like a tough love answer, like you got to get stronger, you got to get bigger, you're like you got to take progression. So typically it's a lot of the basic questions on what can I do to get better at stunting, and can you help me with this stunt? A lot of questions on that. And then when it comes to in person, typically it's a photo. Like it's like, hey, Colin, oh my gosh, it's Colin. Can we take a photo? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Like, then usually when we talk about, it's just like they try to get to know me. You're just like they see I'm a stunter. I know what I'm doing. But they also like, who is Colin? So that's like it hit me in 2018. Like it just, the thing is like when I became a cheer celebrity, I had no clue how it happened. I started stunting, started posting my training videos, and I'd go on Instagram, Facebook, and I just like, over 1,000 likes and like 30,000 views. I was like, what the heck? I was not trying. I was not trying to like brag, but I was not trying to be famous. I just really enjoyed what I was doing, and I was posting it, and more and more people were watching me and just following me, and just like I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. Then I just remember going to ICU Worlds in 2018, and then people asking me for photos, and that's when it really hit me. I was like, holy crap, like people really admire the work that I do, and I legit was not trying to be like famous. I just really loved it. I just really enjoyed what I was doing, and like, and people were just like asking. They just asked the typical questions: what to do to be a better athlete? What does Colin do? What's your regimen? Like, what's your mindset? It's like that's in person, and then online is obviously like a bunch of stunts questions and physical questions of how to be a better athlete.
Right, that's great, and it's really great that you're also responding to these guys, giving us advice. So far, the people I know that chat you up, they do get responses. So that's really great. That's really great of you.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel awful because like my inbox gets like super like backed up, and like there's some people that like has messaged me a couple months ago, and they're like, hey, I sent you a message, and I'm like, I am so sorry, like my inbox gets backed up all the time, and I tried the best that I can to get to everybody. So but like when we do stuff like this, it's super cool because I can just knock out so many questions at once, and instead of like trying to dig up emails upon emails.
When your email is already full, you have to say lintik. Okay, lintik.
Yeah.
So that you can put your stress out. No, just kidding. Go ahead, Evan.
That's my question. I'll ask you the last one later. Mar, are you there? Are you around?
I'm here.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Mar.
There you are.
Well,
Go
my
ahead.
question is more of like a fashion thing. Like, why do you like wearing the bandana? I love it. I love seeing it. Like, it makes you stand out.
Yeah.
What's the story behind the bandana?
Yeah, so the way, like, it's honestly, I'm not trying to be like different. Like, I wear the bandana because of my hair. So when I was stunting and even weightlifting too, my hair, like, I grew it out because I like having longer hair. Like, people say I look better with long hair, and I was like, yeah, I look pretty good with long hair. Like, I agree. So whenever I'd weightlift, it always smack my eyes, and just like even stunting, it always like, and even like my hair would get in my mouth too. So I was like, man, and then I would like ponytail it, and then there might be my baby hairs, the small little hairs that be like poking out, and I was like, okay, that's not a good look too. That I just look weird. So I'd put the bandana on, and then kind of stuck with me ever since. And I just wear it basically every day. I don't wear. I mean, obviously, I don't wear it every day, but I just wear it when I train, and it honestly helps my hair walk out. But I'll leave my hair out, like just like if I'm going out, special occasions and hanging out with friends. But most of the time, yeah, I got a bandana and it's ponytailed.
Do you already have a merchandise or an online store where we can get
I didn't
those
hear the answer.
Rhino
I'm
bandanas?
so sad.
We'll watch the replay. I can answer it, man.
No, but I
Very
love the
good, Rhino.
bandana. Like, it really makes you stand out.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I'm just gonna rewatch this whole and be happy that you answered the bandana question. Because I've been so curious, and I think it's such a great fashion statement.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, do you have
really nice.
any online store right now?
Oh yeah, the merchandise. So I do have some bandanas like that. Actually, I just haven't really like promoted that side yet because I've been so busy with like my training and just trying to finish out competitions and like a little bit more of like the physical aspect instead of like the selling merchandise. Yeah, but that is coming soon, and I plan on doing like a Rhino bandana, maybe shirts. And like even I get a lot of people asking about my wrist wraps too, so that will be coming in the future. Just have to finish out a couple of responsibilities with my training and just like competitions before I like devote more time into that.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
good.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
us know. We'll promote it here, and we'll get
We
some.
can even customize it, right, boss? Like,
Yeah,
have
we
it
let's
like
send.
have it like
Let's
Filipino
send
made
him.
some sort.
Yeah, let's send him our own bandanas, right?
Yeah,
Correct. That's right. That's right.
He says,
Like,
That'd be
That's
cool.
great. That's great.
The other here we have a question from one of our coaches.
Mhm.
I call it. I can see that you believe in repetition.
Mhm.
What advice or pep talk can you give to cheerleaders that somewhat don't believe in repetition? I mean, I
Mhm.
guess the habits you form and whatever.
Yeah. That is a difficult thing when it comes to athletes. They just want to right away, or they just want to hit this skill once and be done with it forever. So when it comes to that, like the way I had to ingrain it into myself and to my other teammates is it's not a good feeling to go out there and drop, to fail. But you gotta practice consistency. You gotta hit it 10 times in a row. You gotta be able to do it when you're tired. You gotta be able to do it when you are in front of people. So that's one thing. You just have to kind of give them a reality check and tell them like the reason why we're doing this repetition is when you go out there, it's muscle memory. It's like, oh my gosh, I just hit it like out of a fluke. No, it's gonna matter like when you're tired, when you're in front of people. It's all about the muscle memory. So that's one thing I would say to try to give to the athletes and just make them understand. It's you got to get the muscle memory down. You got to be able to do it 10 in a row, and because hitting it once is one is luck, two is coincidence, three is skill. That is absolutely true. But I believe 10 in a row or 5 to 10 in a row, you got it down. So that's one thing. You just don't want to be. Just tell them if you drop it, you're going to be embarrassed, and that's a worse feeling, like than anything in the world, like dropping out in front of people and people watching you drop too.
Right. Right.
So that's the
Okay.
advice.
Any other questions, guys? The let's look at the list. So many.
There's a bunch of shout outs from people, some greetings.
Well, this Julianne, who was I think 2014 and 15, I think.
2015.
All girls
Yeah.
team to the OMG Colin. I always watch your videos. Hi Boss Itos, Ate Marco, Evan, and Coach Page.
Yeah, and then
Julian.
Aljen, he's our representative in Davao, down south, further than Aklan. So he's helping build cheerleading in Mindanao.
Awesome.
Hi, Coach
We have a lot of cheerleaders there. So
Awesome.
yeah, so when you come here and things normalize and you get to come over, we'll take you all over the Philippines.
Oh my gosh, that would be a dream come true. Like I would love my culture.
So, yeah, and of course you have to visit your mom's hometown, right? With
Yes.
your clan, and then you just take a little short boat ride to the best beach in the world, right?
Absolutely. It would
Yes.
that would be my dream come true. I could die happy if I get to see my culture.
Yeah. It'd be fun, and then travel around the Philippines on a motorbike or something like that. You can.
Oh my god, I'm getting excited just us talking about it. I'm like, oh my god, getting
Yeah. Okay, so Edwin Sanchez,
good
Do you-
question.
do you still have a cheer idol? Because Team USA is the best in the world, and you're part of it. Shout out, you are my cheer inspiration. Wow.
Thank you. So absolutely, there's so many cheerleaders. Not many people think like Colin, like he's the best. Like there's so many people that are so talented out there that I absolutely admire all over the world. Like they do skills, and not only that, just like who they are as people and like the little resources they have, and they're still doing the best that they can. I absolutely admire those people. Like the tumbling, the stunting, the resources they're stunting on the sidewalks, streets. It is super, super cool. So I wouldn't say I have one specific cheer idol, but I admire so many people. Like the Team Philippines, absolutely admire you guys. Mexico from Mexico, absolutely admire them. Brazil, just like there's so many people I can name off that the list would go on and on of who I admire. But when it comes to an idol, yeah, I would say I would not only I like admire them, but yeah, they're idol to me, and they kind of like motivate me in a way too.
Awesome. I mean, I see that, and you have a great story, Colin.
Thank you so
You
much.
have a great story. You have how you got into cheer and the highs and the very low, depressing moments that you had, and how you fight through it. So you'd be a perfect speaker for and whatever you're taking in Weber State, psychology and everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Sports psychology. You have a good future.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot.
and you're gonna have to inspire the next generation of Filipino cheerleaders,
And
right,
that,
over here.
it would be my honor to do that. Like it would just, I share my story with people, and it's so cool. They like to hear, and people ask for advice because I'll tell them like if they say like I should do this or do that. I'm like coming from personal like experience, do not go down that route. Like if you feel like you want to quit, like you want to start doing this and start like giving up your dreams of like becoming the best that you can be in the cheerleading, just do not do it. Like because it's you know throughout the failures, you learn a lot more throughout the failures than the successes. All the failures that like I've had with like weightlifting, and then actually my biggest failure, like kind of led me to where I'm at right now, and just was a big reality check, and it was a big learning lesson, and made me, I would believe, the person I am today.
Awesome. It's an inspirational. I mean, you didn't realize how serious your injury was.
Oh yeah, it was very devastating, but it was probably the best thing that could happen to me.
Right, and then it brought you
Yeah.
it brought you to cheer, right? So you're the same age roughly as Evan, and I think most of the young ones, right? Evan, did he freeze? I think he froze. Yeah, he froze
Right
Yeah,
there.
you froze.
right there.
I'm here.
Then Marina's
Oh,
back.
Mar, you're there.
Marina's voice is back. So Marina, you have more questions before you cut out again?
No, I'm ready for this or that.
Okay. Oh, there's
Or
Evan.
anything here.
Evan, I was saying that you're
Yeah,
the
I think
same
we're
age.
good for this or that.
We are? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I
Evan
feel like I
and I
need
are
to
the same
speak
age.
more.
Yeah, I was assuming you're young. I think it's the Asian, the Filipino that makes us all.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
shaved and I cut my hair for this episode.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, good. So if everybody's here online, we're gonna move on to our next segment, which is our last segment, um, called "This or That," Colin. So this is like a series of lightning round questions, which you can answer and tell us why. So we take turns. So Evan, you want to go first?
Okay,
Or-
sure. I'll start with an easy cheer question. Rewinds or hands to hands?
Hand to hands.
Hands. Okay, next.
Okay, there's this Mark Ken wrote in rewinds or hands.
That's
Oh,
the question I was asked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
Mar, do you have
Marina.
any question, Mar?
Me. Rhino or Bobcat?
Rhino.
So it's a Weber State. It's Bobcat.
It's a wildcat. Oh yeah, the wildcat.
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 Oh, I'd like to cut it. The Weber State is where?
It's in Ogden, Utah, and Utah. It's 45 minutes from Salt Lake City. It's not a very famous place. It's pretty small.
Is it a mount like a high altitude?
Absolutely. Like if you guys ever came to Utah, which would be absolutely cool, you guys would have a hard time breathing. It is very hard to breathe here. The altitude is very.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of outdoor activities, hiking.
Yes,
Bike.
swimming, hiking, mountain climbing, biking. So
Wow. We're there, right, guys? We get to the
Yes.
world. We're
I
gonna
miss
take
We'll
a
go there.
beautiful.
We'll go
Make
there.
after that, we'll go. Lee J, you have one or me first?
I do have one simple question, but this is not like a this or that. Colin, do you have any weird Filipino item at your home or at your house?
Weird Filipino item.
Like
Yeah.
for example, do you have like tabo or walis?
Oh. So I have
Like a broom? Yeah.
I don't really call it like my mom. It's like kind of a chandelier looking thing. Little plastic glass. I don't really call it. My mom she'd have that laying around, like hanging on the ceiling. It's like
Is it like is it made from? Is it like shells?
yeah, shells. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay. So it's
it's
capis. It's the capis.
Capis. It's a capis.
It's
Yeah.
like a wind charm. It's like a wind
Yeah.
charm.
Like my mom would always have that. I'm like, what is this, Mom? And she'd be like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. Like,
That
oh,
that that wind charm came from a clan, actually.
oh,
Originated
okay,
from a
okay.
clan. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you go here in Aklan or in Boracay, there are a lot of wind charms like that.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just reminded me of like the house. It's not up there anymore, but when I was little, and I'd always see it, and I was like, why do we have this? What is this? What is this?
You can buy one here and replace the one you have at home.
Yeah, yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down for that.
Is
Yeah,
it
There you go. Yeah. Those
like that,
those
yeah.
those type.
yeah.
But these are like parol. These are like Christmas lanterns.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I remember seeing that, and I'm like, what are those for?
it's made from shell.
Alright.
Another question here. What are your rituals like before
Competition rituals, yeah.
What's your
I would say I say a prayer before I go out and compete, and I just really I do some self talk. I visualize like the routine I'm doing out there, like step by step of what I'm doing. So it's nothing specific, just like say a little prayer, visualize the routine, control my breathing, and if I have a handshake or if I talk to somebody before I go out and compete, I typically do that. But yeah, it's pretty simple. But I always have a handshake, like with some of my teammates, some of my friends, and just go out there and have fun.
Nice. Okay, we have before Mar or before Evan again. So from Mark Prado, Diamidov or Pirouette?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Diamidov.
Diamidov. I don't even know what those are.
Oh, I can send you a video. They're pretty cool stunts. Both of them are absolutely cool. Diamidov is a lot harder, so that's why I like it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if I were, I'll ask a question. If if you had to choose one to be one superhero,
Mm.
who would it be? With the whole backstory and everything, huh?
Are we talking about Marvel, like Thor, Hulk?
Yeah, superhero. DC. You could go DC. You could go Marvel. You could go anime if you want. I don't know what
Yeah.
you prefer. But if you were gonna choose one hero to be
Mhm.
with a story, who would it be and why?
I would have to go with Goku. Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
Overpowered.
Super
Yeah.
Saiyan Goku.
Yes, yeah. I watched those TV shows when I was a little kid, and I was like, man, I would be. It'd be really cool to be that ripped, have those muscles, and fly, and eat that much too. So, Goku, I'd be Goku.
Okay, Mar, you have
Cool,
one.
cool.
I have a question.
What's up?
Okay.
Okay. What cheer stuck with you the most in ICU? It can't be Team USA. Because for me, it was, I think, Chile. That was the cheer that stuck with me. So what was the cheer that stuck with you?
I'm gonna go with Canada because they actually spelt it out like they said.
Yeah.
A.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That was a very catchy cheer.
Yeah, that's good. Evan?
Yeah, I have one cheer this or that and one non-cheer this or that. I'll start with a cheer one. Stunts again. Backhand up or front hand up?
I'm gonna go with back.
Back. Okay. My non-cheer question was, if you had to choose between one of these two, lechon steak.
One more time. You kind of cut out. Sorry. One more time.
Lechon or steak?
I'm gonna go with steak.
Mm.
Just a nice.
Can't argue with that, but lechon's still good.
They're good. I think steak just has like maybe I eat a lot of steak, so that's probably why I'm kind of biased on that.
Cool. Good to know.
Okay. Lead.
My question is, you can choose any or you can choose whatever.
Mm.
White girl, black girl, Asian girl, or Latina. Whatever you said.
I'm gonna have to go with Latina because they're
Latina.
you know,
Straight up,
all
bro. Straight up. Straight
yeah,
up, bro.
yeah, they're all girls
Oh
I-
gosh.
yeah, all the girls I've met, Asian, the white, the black, absolutely all of them are very, very beautiful. But something about those Latinas that just I don't know, they get me. They're very exotic. They're dancing. Their accent, it's just I don't know. I'm a sucker for Latinas.
All right, boss. Boss, you have a
I'm
question?
I'm dying. DJ, I'm gonna kill you. You're killing me. I have, I have
I'm just
my
asking.
I have my usual question. If you had to have, you could have one dinner with anybody in the world, in anybody in history,
Mm,
living or dead,
mm,
real or fictional,
mm,
who would it be and why?
mm. Oh, I like that. I like that question. That's gonna really test my brain. I'm gonna have to go with The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, because that man, it's something. He's got some stuff in his head that absolutely inspiring. Something like his work ethic. I've studied a lot about The Rock too, and did the movies, and just like how he became from lowest of the low to being rich. Like that's that's something I would like to pick his brain on.
Yeah, see The Rock, and you would have to get a huge table,
Yes,
and
yes, a lot of food.
it's gonna be a lot of food
Both of you.
because I've seen his Instagram and he eats a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Eats a lot. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to be a fly on the wall there. So, any other this and that, guys?
I have a question.
Yeah,
Okay,
go,
go.
Mark.
Ladies first. Go, Mark.
Okay. With the athleticism that you have, if you could go through the same journey, going through getting a scholarship, going through competitions in the US and competing for Team USA, what sport, aside from cheerleading or weightlifting, what sport would you want to do or pursue?
I would probably go for the NFL, like football.
Football.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah, because
that's interesting.
yeah, like when I was young. I mean, obviously, they get paid very well too. But when I was young too, I've always I dreamt of being like an NFL player and playing for just an athletic team. And I just would watch football and just admire those athletes, how fast they were, how tough they were, and just how strong they were. So yeah, that's one sport. Like if I wasn't a weightlifter or a cheerleader, yeah, I'd definitely try to go for football, NFL.
You want to be
Yeah,
on
I
the
could
defense
definitely
line or offensive line?
I'd be defense, try to tackle the guy.
Go defense.
Yeah.
You want to hurt people.
Yeah, I don't want to tackle that guy. I want to hurt him. Hey, that's a good photo.
Oh,
Oh, speaking of,
cool.
Mhm. Yeah,
Lee J dressed up in something like that before. I think he
Yeah,
has a
I do
picture.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me check my
TJ,
IG.
you need to show him.
No, anything close to that, but
actually, that was actually at a birthday party. I sang the song "You're Welcome." Yeah, that song by heart. I was at a birthday party, and the girl was really such a beautiful girl. Like I sang the song to her, and she would just look like she was on cloud nine.
Cute.
we have another question from Julianne. Double up or triple up?
I'm going triple up. Like I love throwing triple ups.
Wow. I
That's
can
a rare
imagine.
skill. There's not a lot of people who can do that.
Yeah, I'll teach you guys. It's easy.
Ooh, I'll send you my video. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I do have one question before we end. My question is, with everything that's happening in cheer, with partner stunts specifically, right? It's getting harder. Everyone's really getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think partner stunts will reach a peak? Is there a peak to partner stunting? And are we near that peak? Are we approaching the point where, okay, this is probably the hardest we can probably get because we're limited as humans, but this is what we can do? What do you think?
I think it's gonna keep going. Like it's gonna somebody's gonna figure out something with the physics of the human body, and something's gonna explode. Like back in the day, like the Amidovs, that like nobody knew what that was, and then like what was it? Backhands for double ups, just very very elite skills. Like no one ever dreamt of like throwing, like back in the day. It just keeps on increasing by the generation. So I believe like something's gonna leak out with like the acrobatics, the acro world, and maybe from a different country, where something's gonna excel, and then people are gonna keep on continuing the legacy of like partner stunting. It's gonna keep getting better and better. So yeah, I think it's gonna keep going, and I'm super excited to see like what's gonna happen after I'm completely done with cheerleading.
Great, that's good to know. From someone who's there, you've seen the stunts, you've done the stunts. If you still think that there's more for it, then for us, there's a lot more that we can do.
Oh,
a lot more
absolutely.
that we can try to achieve.
Why? I wanted to ask, why are there no partner stunts anymore in the ICU worlds? I mean, would you know, Colin? I mean,
from what I know, and I'm not 100% sure on this, they got rid of it because I think it was like something with money or the time management. So I want to say something. It was something in those regards, and maybe it was because they're trying to take the ICU to the next level for the Olympics. So they had to get rid of some stuff that, like because it was really cool. It would have been awesome to compete partner stunt for ICU, but from what I know, it's just like they're trying to like move on with it and just take it to the next level to the Olympics. So they had to get rid of some stuff. So don't quote me on that, but that's from my knowledge.
Right. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we would have had a lot of people here who would have gone to the Worlds just for partner stunts, if ever. It's easier to send less people, right, to the World to represent. So
see that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Leach, you have another question?
Yeah, my last question for tonight. It's cheerleading, so lights on, lights off.
On or lights off?
Lights on or lights off?
I wish you could see me right now. My camera's off, but Coach Lee, oh my god.
I'm going lights on. I want to see what I'm doing. I want to see everything. Yeah.
The world is getting too intimate with Colin. Right?
I'm open-minded. I'm
Oh my god. Evan, you have a last question? Marina?
No, I've asked my questions. Coach Lee,
for me, I have a question. Well, foundation is really important in cheerleading, but what's one technique that you should always remind yourself to do, or what advice or technique can you tell other people or the people watching here to always remember to do as a lifter?
For partner stunting? I'm listening. Yeah, for partner stunting. So I would say when it comes to partner stunting, just trying to look finesse. Like you want to look beautiful, make the stunts look gorgeous. Like it's almost like the same thing for tumbling. Like if you see a tumbling pass and it's ugly, it's it's not really that fun to watch. But if you see a gorgeous tumbling pass or a gorgeous stunt sequence, the guy doesn't move, the flyer pulls nice body positionings, there's no steps. That's one thing I always remind myself. Try to take don't take any steps at all. Try to have my arms locked out and just, try to make the stunts look beautiful as possible. That's what people enjoy watching. Just beautiful things. Nobody wants to watch any ugly stunting. It's unless it's like very difficult skills that they're doing. But always, I have to remind myself, try to look as beautiful as possible. Try to make these stunts look appealing.
Yeah, and you do that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
In the video, it's amazing.
You gotta make it look easy, right? He makes it look easy.
Oh, thank you so much. Sometimes I look at the video, I'm like, okay, that actually looked good. It felt worse, but it actually looks pretty good on video.
Okay, so we have a final question for tonight. So before we let Colin go, for now, we're gonna keep
Yep, for
pulling.
now, for now.
We're
You
gonna
guys can have me
your
if you want.
because the islands on the other side of the world are going to keep pulling you towards here, Colin. I'm telling you this now. So
Yeah.
from Gina Barros, words you live by, or what is your motto in life?
I like that one. I'll tell you guys. So I try to keep. I was keeping it a secret for a while, but it's nothing too specific, and it's like a very good motto that everybody needs. I believe needs to follow. It's I live by HWFP, and it's the acronym is hard work forever pays. So whatever you're doing, like all I know is if you just work really hard at what you're doing, it's going to pay off in any regard. Like whether opening up another opportunity, whether it's school that you're working really hard, trying to be the best person, best athlete you can be, it's going to pay off. It's some people think like, why am I doing this? Why, like, oh yeah, that's it. Like, why am I doing this? Why? What's the reason? It's going to pay off, and it's going to happen for a reason. And not only that, just be a good person. Don't like you can get a lot farther in life being a nice person than you in like working, being a nice person and working really hard versus working really hard and being just complete, a-hole to everyone. So working really hard, working really hard in the craft that you're doing and just being a kind person. That's kind of the life motto I try to follow, and I plan on doing that for the rest of my life.
No,
All right,
that's
very well
something.
said.
Yeah, we can take. So, Colin, we'll leave before we say goodbye. We'll all say goodbye together.
Yeah.
But I'd like to give you a few moments to say goodbye. Your last words for now, to the whole community watching you now. All your fans here in the Philippines, including us. I'm a new fan.
Yeah.
I met you tonight. So, but for all your fans here in the Philippines, any final words for tonight?
Yeah. I just want to say to all the people in the Philippines, my fans, thank you guys so much for all the love and respect I get from the messages like I get on a daily basis. I love you guys. You probably don't, I personally don't know you, but eventually, if I do come to the country, I'd love to get to know you guys. And whatever you guys are doing, whatever task you guys are working on, I give you nothing but love, support, and respect. And just don't give up. I know cheerleading is a very difficult thing to do, but like I said, if you keep working hard, it's going to pay off and you're going to thank yourself later. So nothing but love from my end, sending all my love and energy from the United States to the Philippines. And I really hope I can meet whoever's watching this right now. I can meet you guys soon. I'll meet up with you guys soon. And I can meet whoever's watching. I can meet up with them soon too.
Wow, awesome. Okay, Leach.
All right, so thank you very much, Rhino Cockrell, for being here with Pep Talk. And of course, thank you, Mar, for being here in spirit as well. I hope you had fun being here. And of course, to all of our viewers, me, Coach Evan, and Boss Itas would like to thank every one of you, especially this Friday, having Colin here at Pep Talk. Of course, we would love to hear from you again, time and time again, Colin.
Yes.
NCC and Pep Talk will always be open for you. If
You,
ever
you
that
have a home here in the
so much.
if ever that you land here in the Philippine shores, I promise you, I will be the first one to fetch you in the airport. Okay?
Oh no! Oh no!
We can do more of our dirty talks if we want to.
Oh my god.
You gotta be a good boy. Go with Evan. If you don't want to be a good boy, you can go elsewhere. Okay? Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, but before Mars says her, I'd like to backstop Lee J and say, yes, you have a home here in the Philippines. You're always welcome to NCC. Anytime you wanna, we can bring you on again anytime you want. And I'm very happy personally to have met you and to have shared and to be able to help bring you to help everybody meet you here on the NCC Pep Talk, despite everything happening. So
absolutely. And with that said, I just thank you guys so much for reaching out to me. I had a blast talking with you guys, answering the questions. Like this was very, very fun, and thank you guys so much for reaching out to me. It's just it still feels like unreal that all over the world and the Philippines too are watching my work, and nothing but love. And yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Okay, Mar, you want last words?
Yes, I really want to say thank you to Colin for coming on the show, because I'm so happy we crossed paths again. Like I didn't know we would meet, at least virtually.
Yeah.
That was my last world. I'm never going back again. But
You will.
you have
will.
really well. You have so much potential, and I'm so inspired by your productivity and your hard work. And I'm so happy that we learned about who Colin is off and on the mats. So thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you to NCC for having me, Coach Lee J. Always a pleasure hearing your this or that questions. Evan, always nice talking to you, and of course,
you're
Boss,
most
thank you
welcome.
for having me.
Of course. Anytime, Mar. It's good to have tomorrow. You'll be back normally in the Philippines. Okay. Evan, you wanna take us home?
Yes, so again, this has been episode 7 of Pep Talk. Thank you so much, Colin. It was nice to meet you on camera. Hope to actually meet you in person, whether it be in the Philippines or some other country. I'm sure we will cross paths again. To all the viewers, thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying with us to know more about Colin and to talk about cheer, to talk about what we love. So hope to see you guys again next Friday, same time here on Pep Talk. Thank you. Good night.
Peace.
We'll see you guys.
Bye, guys. Happy
Once again, a big hand for our very own Utah Jazz stunt team.